Hi everyone, it's Stacy. So I have been wanting to do some read alouds lately, well for a while now, and I just haven't gotten really around to doing it. The first book I'm going to do a read aloud with is something more for parents, not necessarily for children. I mean, it is a children's book, but I wouldn't want you to not have listened to the story before allowing your child to read it. This book is called Our Skin, A First Conversation About Race. For those that don't know, babies as young as 6 months old begin to identify racial differences or noticing differences within race and color. And there's like a bug or something, flying around the screen. Anyways, and then by ages between 2 and 4, children can start to internalize racial bias. So having conversations about race is always important in my opinion, especially in the world we live in. This book, I think, is definitely handy for parents if it's something that they find would be useful. I do think the beginning section is great for younger age, and the other section I really enjoy, but personally I don't know if it's more of like an older age understanding. I mean, that's something that you would have to decide on your own. And I purchased this from First Book Marketplace, which is a book site for nonprofits. So I purchased this for work. The way I use this at work is I don't take this into homes and read it to children. It is more of a resource for families. If a family wants to know about how to have a conversation, or they're just looking for some resources, I can say, hey, I have this book, you can check it out. Maybe this would be something that would be helpful for you. And maybe it won't. I mean, I fully understand that every household is different and every conversation definitely will look different because of everybody's experiences. And this book, like I said, is just a first conversation. I'm just going to read it to you. You can choose to like it, choose to not. I just wanted to read this book because I don't see very many books out there for children about bias and not even bias, but first conversations about race. So when I open the book, here's the first page. The words are by Megan Madison and Jessica Rall. I don't know how to, I know I mispronounced it. It's Ralli. So their little foreword here says, young children notice a lot, including skin color, race, and even injustice and racism. It can be hard to find the right words to answer their questions or start a conversation about race. But when we don't talk about it, children often come to their own conclusions, which can include bias and stereotypes because of the world we live in, which I completely agree to that. Simple conversations can help them make sense of their world and even recognize and speak up about injustice. This book is a good place to start or continue this conversation. It's okay to take a break, leave something out for now, or weave in stories of your own. So that's what I like about this book. In the beginning, it's really simple, and as you go through, it does become more detailed. And it may not work for every situation or every person, so that's why they're saying you can leave some of it out, you can come back and approach it at another time, or put in your own stories. So let's get into it. Our skin. We all have skin. It comes in different colors. What color is your skin? My skin is kind of like a peachy tan. We see different skin colors at the playground, at the grocery store, and on TV. What colors do you see? And this is what they're talking about with the conversation. This allows families to open up conversation, not even just about skin, but about other colors that they're noticing as well. Our friends have different skin tones. So do the people in our family. What about your family? Well, my family has different skin tones as well. My children are part Asian, so their color is not the same color as my skin. And I also have family members who are Native American, so their skin color is slightly different as well. And then because we have relatives that are one and another, obviously their skin color makes another color. So our skin is beautiful, strong, and important, just the way it is. What do you love about your skin? And I really love this question. What do you love about your skin? It's a great question because we want children to love the skin they're in. We get our color from something smart inside our bodies called melanin. That protects our skin from the sun. You have melanin too. We all do. Everyone has just the right amount for them. The darker your skin, the more melanin you have. The lighter the skin, the less melanin you have. Melanin makes our skin many beautiful shades from dark to light. What do you call your unique skin color? Another conversation starter. We may use color words to describe people, like black and white. Sometimes we say people of color to talk about all the groups of people who aren't white. Our world has so many different groups of colors, or so many different groups of people. So there are lots of words we use. What groups do you belong to? And then as you can see here, there's a bunch of different groups as example. Skin color can't tell you much about people, Skin color can't tell you much about what people are like, what they know, what foods they find yummy, and what their favorite books are, or even where they were born. Just by looking at someone, we can't tell who they are on the inside, but sometimes people try to tell anyways. A long time ago, before you were born, a group of white people made up an idea called race. They sorted people by skin color and said that white people were better, smarter, prettier, and that they deserved more than everybody else. That isn't true or fair at all, but it's a story that has been told for a long time. When people believe this untrue story about race, that's called racism. Racism is also the things people do and the unfair rules they make about race so that white people get more power and are treated better than everybody else. Racism happens in lots of big and small ways. It's all around us, even if we don't always notice it. These are big feelings, big conversations, and I think that's why I like that the book starts off really generalized and then kind of builds into it, and that's why it's one of these books that you could always come back to, and maybe there's sections that you wouldn't even ever share with your child. That's for your own family to decide. Racism can be a rule, like if someone says only friends with white skin can play. Racism can be an idea, like thinking princesses only have blonde hair. Racism can be a way we've done things for a long time, like how there aren't as many books written about people of color. Racism can be on purpose, like calling a person a color a mean name because of their own skin color. Let me reread that because I totally slaughtered that. Racism can be on purpose, like calling a person of color a mean name because of their skin color. Racism can be by mistake, like if the same friend always has to play the bad guy. Racism hurts and is always unfair. That's why it's important to talk about it and do our part to make things better. All the time, even right now, people are working for racial justice by telling the truth and sharing feelings, by treating people the way they want to be treated, by bravely saying, "That's not right," by marching in protest, by singing songs that bring us together, by changing unfair rules, by teaching, helping, learning, and listening. We can do it too. And then that's the end of the book. There is a section back here that says continue the conversation, and it talks about skin color, even babies notice color, race-related observations, family diversity, identity terms, stereotypes and prejudice, race, racism, empowerment, and activism. So there is some more carry on conversations if it ends up being something that you do choose to purchase and you like about the book. So yeah, that was this book called Our Skin, A First Conversation About Race. I know there is another book that's similar to this. It's not Our Skin. I think it talks about our gender. I have not purchased that one, but there is one, I believe, about gender and identity. So that's this book. I am curious to know your thoughts. There is no right or wrong answer. Everyone has their own belief systems. And so if anyone's willing to share, I would be interested to know what you liked about the book, what you would prefer to have been left out. If this was something, is this something that you think would be a good resource in your own household. Yeah, so I'm just kind of curious to know your thoughts. So I will put a link to where, if you're a nonprofit, where you can purchase this, and then I will also post a link where someplace like where anybody could just purchase it, and I'll leave it in the comment section, or maybe even in the description. Probably on Facebook it'll go in the comment section, and then YouTube obviously in the description. I have 3 other books. They're all different. One of them I absolutely love. It's a great preschool book about different things you can be with the ABCs. Some of them are about resilience, and one is about the pride flag. Anyways, check back and watch another video. Bye.